Hello and welcome to Anatomy of Marriage, Marriage Morning. I'm your host, Melanie Studley.
Good morning, my name is Seth Studley and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and today is day 98 of the Marriage Morning Infinity Day Challenge. And today's title is Family Resistance and Solidarity with Your Spouse. And I think this is going to be a good one. Mm-hmm. And today's show is brought to you by
Audible.
audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage. We get like 3 books every single week. Go to audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage for your free book on us. Our gift.
You know, it's brought to you by Audible,
right.
Not audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage.
Actually, it is. Because I don't think you read the ad copy. But whatever. Anyway.
If you're new here, welcome. We have over 100 episodes that are longer format. They're different style. We have highly produced shows, all sorts of different variety in our archives of podcast episodes. So check those out. But in Marriage Mornings, we do 4 things every day. Mm-hmm. We do a prayer, a past gratitude, a future hope, and a goal. And we invite you to do these things with us.
That's right.
We do them live on Instagram and Facebook every morning. Just ignore my hair. I don't know what it's doing.
No, you look good.
Looks ridiculous.
I say
but we do it live every morning, and you can join us. So if you hear us chatting to people, that's who we're talking to.
That's right.
But,
we're talking to you.
Do you
Send
want
in your
to
questions.
start with prayer?
Sure. Creator God, thank you for your blessings. Thank you for the opportunities that you give us and our listeners every single day to do something different in ourselves, in our marriage, with our kids, and in our families, God. Thank you for the blessings that you have given us. Thank you for this show, and I pray that it's helpful to folks. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Past gratitude.
Sneeze, yeah.
So you're making the new apartment cozy, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're thank you. You're welcome.
You're thank you.
That's what I was going to say.
You need some coffee?
No, I don't know what happened.
What's up, Brad? What's up, Rachel?
I'm just thankful that you work out and you're consistent in being healthy for yourself, so thank you.
It makes me feel good after I work out, so.
Makes you look good, too.
Thanks. I thought you were going to thank me for taking Nixon to jiu-jitsu.
I've wanted to take him forever, so you can't claim that title.
There's
I am
a
very
difference
thankful.
in
wanting and doing.
So
no, I am. We'll talk about that in a minute, though.
Okay,
but I am thankful that you took him to jiu-jitsu.
Great. Future hope. I have a bunch of stuff to do. I have work. We have meetings. We're interviewing some new therapists. And I have to get my abstract submitted to Dubai.
I have to get my abstract submitted for Dubai, too.
Dubai conference by this Sunday.
I need to get my hair submitted to Dubai. Yeah, I have things we got to do today, too, in the apartment. And
I have more to do. I
win. Anyway, what were we saying?
Goal. What's your goal today?
Just to have a good day.
What kind of woman you want to be today?
I want to have a great day.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I started my Rachel Cruz contentment journal.
Yeah. That
we received in the mail via Rachel Cruz
and
herself, and she signed it to me.
She said, "Melanie."
And I'm just really, really thankful for that. And I want to. My hope and my goal is to walk through the 90-day journal and do it well. And I'm just excited about it.
I'm excited to.
But tell me about this topic, or to introduce the topic again, and let's talk about it.
Okay, as you guys know, if you followed us for the last week, we are selling our house. We have an amazing house, and it was awesome. It was like we wanted it and everything. And there was a lot of upkeep, right? And we found that it was keeping us from doing other things that we wanted to do, like spending time with the kids, because we always had to cut the grass, weed the driveway, do stuff, caulk, or put new trim on something, clean out gutters and stuff. And that's just home ownership, right? So that's whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry that the Facebook video is choppy. That's a low internet. Maybe you could switch over to Instagram Live.
Yeah, Instagram is on, so maybe you could do that.
Our connection's kind of jacked up too. Yeah,
we don't have internet really, so we're kind of
okay, what was I saying? So just a bunch of house stuff, right? We lived there for 10 years, so we knew what we were doing, right? And luckily we had some equity in the house, and it makes sense for us to sell right now because it's going to enable us to do other stuff. And we have had so much gosh darn resistance from family members.
Honestly, it hasn't been that much. It's just been from very important people.
Right.
So it hasn't been like multiple people are telling us this is a bad idea. It's been 4. But it still feels really bad.
Yeah, so it's important people that have like a lot of weight in what we feel and think. And yesterday, I was talking to my dad, and it's like just folks don't understand it, and it's getting pushback. And whenever I talk to my dad or my mom or whoever I respect, and they're saying, "What are you doing? What's going on?" It makes me feel like, oh crap, I am doing the wrong thing. Like I'm a 12-year-old kind of kid, just absolutely making the wrong choices, and not knowing what I'm doing, right? But this is something that we thought about. What?
This is not. Go ahead.
What's the matter?
It was just unplugged. Go ahead.
Oh, and sorry, I forgot what I was saying. Okay, so minus all that, but the family resistance is important. However, what's more important is the solidarity with you and I, because obviously we're making a big decision together. And if there was any inkling of like, oh my goodness, I don't want to do this, and I was hearing these other pushback voices, I would be like, see, this is the wrong choice. I shouldn't have listened to you. And there would be all kinds of resistance and just weirdness there. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think about that?
What the heck? I have no idea. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, we're good. No, I agree with that. And what I would say to that is that, so we would have these people outside of, I mean, like Seth's family we love, but they don't live near us, and we don't talk to them every single day, so they don't know the ins and outs of what we're doing together and what we've been thinking and planning and dreaming. And they would call Seth and be like, Melanie is making you do this. She's bullying you into whatever, which they've said to him forever. It's nothing new there.
And it's just a kind of a perspective, but like you said, they're 3,000 miles away, so they're not in the daily
they don't see they don't see how we parent. They don't see what it was like living in our house, how much we had to ignore our children to keep the house from breaking down. And so, but what was happening and why I'm talking about that is that it was literally like this thing that they were inserting between the two of us that was pushing us apart. It was like a literal wedge. Like I said, like oftentimes when I talk to different family members and stuff, it makes me feel like, oh, maybe I am doing the wrong thing. Melanie, you talked me into this, blah, blah, blah. And I have to really be like, squash that voice right away, because we are in agreement. Well, and yesterday you actually did something really like new for us and helpful. You just said like, this is what this makes me feel when my parents do this. It that makes me new, you were like, Melanie, it makes me feel like I'm being bullied by you, or you are manipulating me, or it is your fault. It makes me feel like this is the wrong decision kind of thing. And I just told you, and it, you know, like in my family it's like, you just don't tell people stuff like that because I don't want you to feel bad, you know, and then you just kind of like hide it and tuck it away. It's like, you just tell all your other family members and then tell them not to tell. Basically, and guess what? This is in family as a family systems therapist, this is really normal. There's different loyalties, there's different there's all kinds of terms for it, and we've talked about it on the show, and we're like feeling all of that, right? And I think anything difficult is going to have pushback. Anything difficult is you're going to have resistance. You can't grow without resistance. Like you talked about working out and like flexing muscles and stretching and running and doing all this stuff. That's hard work, right? You have to go through the hard stuff to get what you want. And like in a really big decision of like selling a freaking house and doing all this stuff, it is like, oh my goodness, this could be the wrong choice. But as we talked about offline, you're a hard worker, I'm a hard worker. We have skills that we can go make money. Even if I lost my job, we can make money doing stuff elsewhere. And if things really went to crap, we could move in with your parents for 3 months, you know. But luckily from the sale of the house, we're going to have a fully funded 3 to 6 month emergency fund where we wouldn't have to. You know what I'm saying? No, we'll so be totally like all these scenarios, I'm just running through my mind, and I think a lot of the resistance that we're getting is literally based on, I can't imagine myself living that lifestyle, and I have fear. And you want to travel? You want to do this stuff? No way. You know? I mean, that was one of the things that was helpful. We were talking about it yesterday when it's like, people are telling us, the people who are telling us that what we're doing is not great are the people who are actually living in a way that we would never want to live at their age, right? So like, and again, we love your family, but they don't ever visit us. It's no diss. Yeah, like Seth's dad said he would never come back to Seattle. He doesn't like it here. And so it's like, well, that's the opposite of us. We want to go everywhere. And our kids love to go everywhere. And we want to do everything. A good example of that is like when we decided to go to England and take Seth's grandma back to England to see her home at 92 or 1 or however old she was. Everyone told us it was a bad idea. We wanted to take our 3 children and his grandma back to England, and everyone said, that's terrible. Why are you doing that? That's too weird. Don't do that. And it was like one of the best things ever. Yeah, my grandma, we celebrated her 92nd birthday in England where she grew up, and she
if I called her right now and I was like, let's talk about England, she would talk for an hour.
Yeah, it was
and
the best.
Every single time she's like, I just can't top that. I can't imagine anything else. Brad says that they sold their house 2 years ago and moved into a townhouse. Yeah, that's what we were doing. I would like to talk to you, Brad. You know, shoot me an email and tell me like how it worked out for you guys, how it felt. You know, we just recently moved 3 hours away from both our parents. Yeah, sometimes you have to make that move to get away from your parents.
Well, and it's weird. That sounds really mean, but it's like we stopped reading for a minute. We had to. My parents are so close, and that's actually the goal in their world, is like make everything insular. Like you stay close, you don't expand out. It's like Ratatouille. Rats make their nest bigger. They're not birds; they don't fly away. And that's exactly what I thought. But it's like we want to live in a way that's really different. We want to travel. We want to try new foods, meet new people, do new things, and we couldn't do that together in the home that we were at, in proximity to things and all of that. And so the choice to step out and to actually be the strongest unit of Studleys that we could be, it's been very hard. It's been really emotional because people make you feel bad about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you making us feel bad?
So going back to family systems, there's a difference, like, because there's all kinds of types, like enmeshed, rigid, closed, open, flowing, all kinds of that. So we're looking for the balance of, like, I really love the idea of the family unit, you know, grandma's here, grandpa's here, aunties, uncles, all that stuff, because when stuff goes down, you have a hub, you know, and that is healthy. However, that can really lean this other way to not healthy, like, oh my goodness, this is enmeshed, this is rigid, this is whatever.
Yeah.
It's fear-based. Or what I would like to do for our family is, like, I like to think of the fact that, okay, if Mariner or Matthias or
Tough,
if Mariner, Tough, or Hattie, you know, turn 18 and want to move away, we will have money to go see them, to travel with them, to be like, yo, you want to have a podcast or do something else crazy? Okay, how can I help, right? You can come back. And all this stuff, I want to be that really balanced, fun, open-minded, growth mindset parents for our kids, and not be destroyed if our kids move away. It's like, oh, great, it's just you and me, this sucks.
Yeah, well, that's been really hard because we've gotten a lot of, our entire marriage has been that, because you moved to Seattle. No. You moved to Seattle and then your parents blamed me for you staying. Right. And so from the very get-go,
your siren song brought me to Seattle.
From the very siren, like coffee, you mean Starbucks?
No, like
but so when Seth moved here and stayed here, it immediately was my fault that he stayed, you know, but focus. And I hate
Elizabeth,
it when you do that.
Your earrings are awesome. She wears them all the time. You guys go check out She's Pretty. Elizabeth
is not the person who made that.
I think it is.
Olivia. I don't know what you're doing.
Wrong person, sorry.
But you're great. But this is very good. ADD? I love you.
It's called interaction with our friends.
Interaction attention deficit disorder.
Yes, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
But it's been this way for a long time, that we are being told that our choices are bad, they're not good. So I wanted to sort of flip it the other way around and answer questions as to why we are choosing to live in an apartment and not in a house. Okay. And yesterday was actually good. Like, you took Tough to jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
And let's talk about why that's part of this conversation.
Okay.
But so we have struggled with maintaining a home that was falling apart. I felt trapped in that home forever, meaning it was so hard to keep clean because there's grass in the house all the time. Things are breaking, tile is breaking, gutters are falling down, and no matter how much we fixed it, it kept falling apart.
Right.
And
it
would
just
keep falling apart.
In home ownership, right? Our house was literally awesome. And it
was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was a great place to raise kids, but it was like we owned our own city park, essentially. It was enormous backyard, like a city park, right? But we had been talking for a long time. This isn't how we want to live. We don't want to maintain a yard or pay somebody to maintain a yard. We love travel. We love really modern aesthetics. We love high ceilings. We love urban living. We love all of this stuff. So what we were wanting was not actually what we had, although what we had was great. But we decided as a team, we're going to change what we have to what we want. And this is going to allow us to be more accessible to our children, more accessible to one another, to do more fun things, go more fun places, have less to maintain and take care of. And part of that also was parenting. A huge part of that was parenting. Like, our kids are really, really hyper and super, like, ADD, kind of, all of them.
Well,
in their own.
They have a lot of energy.
Yes,
Let's
and when
reframe
you
it.
live in a home where they can do whatever they want and run around and go wherever, it's not great. They don't learn order.
You have to clean up after them.
You have to clean
That
up after
sucks.
them. You have to clean a gutter while they like fight and do crazy stuff. So we intentionally chose to live a smaller footprint, less things to maintain, so that we could be more focused with our children. And so last night, Seth took Tough to jujitsu. We didn't ask him.
No,
We
it was something. It was kind of okay. This is how I perceive it. Like, you know, they're crazy. There's been some craziness arguments. Hey, Juan, Jeff Tough absolutely loved jiu-jitsu, which is rad. So I'll get to the story.
He loved it.
So I think this is kind of like a thing where I could see and like inherently I just knew like, okay, this boy has to have some structure, has to have some discipline, and he has to get out a bunch of energy and kick some butt, right? And I was like, okay, looked up jiu-jitsu and karate and all this stuff, and there is literally a jiu-jitsu studio. We walked there. It's like 2 seconds away, right?
It's like we can scooter
And
there. It's
we
so
went
fun.
there, and like literally Tough was crying. I don't want to go.
Yeah, he did not want to
Like,
go.
all this stuff because he was, you know, had anxiety or scaredness or whatever. I was like, we're going, like we're going, zip your lip kind of thing, you know. But like, you know, he was upset, and I was like, I just kind of like walked with him like that, my arm around him, and he like nuzzled into me, you know. And I was like, okay, so this is cool. So we got to bond that way, and then we walked in the studio, and I was just like, I talked to the leader guy, super cool, and I was watching him through like a closed circuit TV in the lobby thing, and he was just, it was awesome.
It was like a light turned on. He changed.
Yeah,
He just-
it was so cool. And then the second it was done, it was an hour-long class. He was like, I loved it. Like the first words out of his mouth, I loved it. And now he asked mom if he could do it every single day, which is awesome because you pay
yes.
a monthly fee.
Yeah.
And they have classes every single day, which is totally rad. And I've been thinking about it with other podcasts I listen to, like towards guy stuff. Order of Man podcast, Ryan Mickler is awesome. He does jiu-jitsu and he's sponsored and all this stuff. And I was like, what would it be like if I started? So I think that I might start too. I have to try it out. I don't know. And if that works out time-wise and stuff. But he absolutely loved it. And it was like kind of a breath of fresh air, in fact, that, okay, this kid has something, he can do something. And he's going to get confidence, he's going to get self-esteem, he's going to get strength, and he's going to get discipline too, which is absolutely what I loved about it.
Yeah, and so part of why I wanted to bring that up is that in all of these life changes that we're doing, we have had opposition from people who are saying this is not the right choice. They're showing us what they're afraid of, and then they're overlaying it onto our marriage and our life and saying, do what I would do. Stay in your hometown. Don't expand out. Don't whatever. So that's really challenging. But on top of that, what we're doing this for is because we want...
Randall.
Quit. Focus.
Sorry.
I'm going to lose my marbles. The next episode is about divorce. Just kidding. But so...
Marbles.
What... Okay.
I'm sorry.
But why I wanted to bring that up is that this is already showing fruit that we have wanted, right? We
Yes.
have already been able to go. We take walks every day. We go scootering around the parking lot. We look at Mount Rainier out one window and an amazing sunset view or sunrise view out the other. It's just life-giving.
There's a pool here.
There's a pool and a hot tub. There's pool tables there. I mean, it's so cool here, and
a
we'll share
full
more
gym,
pictures.
too.
But it's just really fun, and we're really excited that we kind of wanted to share the journey and what we're doing and why, but also why it really is important to be unified. What was the title? How you named it? Yeah, have solidarity as a couple.
Family resistance and solidarity with your spouse.
Yeah, because like our families, this is not the life that they would live, but it's exactly the life we want to be living. And so we want to just talk about that and share that with you guys and actually offer for you to talk about this with your partner. Not that you need to move or do any of that stuff, but just start these conversations in a way that is helpful and sort of life-giving and really connecting, because this is one of the most times we've ever had to lean on each other.
Yeah.
Like literally say, hey, I'm feeling really stressed about these things over here. I need you to help me feel really strong.
Right.
And so it's really, really great, and it's been really awesome. So
Yeah.
thank
It
you.
literally has. Thank you for all the comments. I'm sorry for the interruptions and sorry for the back and forth.
That's
I
all right.
apologize
I just
to you.
need.
But there have been so many comments on this, and I absolutely love reading them and hanging out and talking. And okay, DM me later or something if I didn't get to the comments. But if you enjoy this, if you enjoy learning or listening or just, gossiping or whatever you do about our story and it's helpful, please go to iTunes and rate and review the show.
Gossip about us on iTunes?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Just saying stuff.
That's very weird. Hey, Andy.
What was I saying? Go to iTunes, rate and review the show. That really helps us. And the most thing that helps us too is if you share the show with your friends, with your church people, with your spouse, with your whoever. Just share the show.
Yeah.
And that's the best. Word of mouth is some of the best advertisement.
Yeah, it's very
Speaking of advertisement, audible.com
Nope.
is awesome. audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Go there, get a free ebook on us. Oh, we're not supposed to call them ebooks, I don't think. Get a free Audible on us.
Audiobook.
Audiobook.
So actually, I'm going to tell you what I'm reading right now. It's called Healing from ADD by Dr. Daniel Amen. I'm really excited about it. And we definitely have ADD in our family. And I am excited to figure out
In
how...
our family?
What? We have it in our family. I mean, my extended family.
Oh, okay. That was funny.
So, oh my gosh. Okay. Have a lovely day and go to audibletrial.com/anatomy of marriage and get an audiobook. You can learn about ADD or you can learn about anything from Joyce Meyer.
Family of origin.
There's a bunch of stuff.
Or
So
growth mindset.
have an awesome day. Have fun.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.